us out of the way. Get us out of the way, Father. I see why Pastor Joe wants to run all the time now. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And can I tell you tonight that you will not be judged? If y'all want to be seated, that's fine. I ain't going to be long, I promise you. Pastor Tina spoke a word. It's been a while back, but it's one of those things. Pastor Tina, you spoke about the washing machine type thing, and God deals with me in weird ways too with stuff. But I had something written in my Bible. I don't know how long it's been there. And it said the symbol for the word crisis in Chinese, I know this is weird, but listen to me, is made up of two words, crisis. The definition is a time of intense difficulty. Well, those two words that make up crisis means danger or opportunity. In every crisis, in every loss, in every disappointment, there is a danger of growing bitter, staying bitter, settling for less. Yet, there is always the opportunity to turn darkness into light. I'm just going to share a little bit of my testimony. This is the first time I've ever spoken in front of y'all because I want to get it out and I just want it to be done. Okay? Sometimes, you know, we say that song as kids or that little thing as far as sticks and stones don't break my bones, but words will never hurt. I'd rather you beat me with a baseball bat than say something bad to me. That's just who I am. But at the age, when I was born, I was known as a mistake. I was told I was a mistake by my parents. Mom and sisters back there had her. You know, they've got the tubes, whatever they do, tie, cut, burn, singe, whatever. But 15 months later had me, so I was known as a mistake. All right? I was 10 years old. Now I lived with all this my life. I was called as a mistake. Just failure, never amount to anything. We had a very negative childhood. Age of 10, I was at a ball game. Loved playing basketball. Which I'm tall, I know, I'm skinny, which I was a lot skinnier then. I've gotten a little fatter. But anyway, I wanted to go out to eat with my friends afterwards. And Mom said, you can't go. And I throwed a fit. We was at Raven Elementary School. That was when the school was still open. We got in the car, and she said, you can't go. And I said, why, Mom? She said, your dad is waiting at the house with a gun to kill you, to kill us. My dad had a nervous breakdown. Now, we lived in a double wide. He would walk a circle for hours. Had a nervous breakdown. Tried to kill us. So therefore, we went to my grandma's and hid. He found us. Let's just say that my dad got put in a mental hospital in Marion. Our Sundays as a child, as children growing up, was going to see Dad on Sundays instead of church. That's what I live with year after year after year. When he finally gets out, Mom and him try to fix the situation. Doesn't work. So they got a divorce. So we started moving from place to place because Dad would look for us and he would try to hurt us. If it wasn't for my sister, I don't know where I'd be, because I remember night after night crawling in bed with her because that's all we had was each other. The other two brothers were kind of moved out or kind of on. They wasn't around. Parents, I'm so thankful for all our parents, children in here, but parents, listen to me. be very careful what you speak over your child. You know there's power in your words. You can either move mountains or you can't. Be careful what you speak over your child. Even in those times when you're mad and you're angry, be careful what you speak over your children. And be careful what you speak over my child. Okay? Anyway, but here I was growing up in all this, and I began to just hate life. Bitter, angry, just suicidal thoughts at the age 12, 13, 14, growing on up. The only thing I had really at that time was basketball or something like a sport, because I would take my frustration out on it, playing the sport. But as we growed up, that's how it was. And then Mom, she married an alcoholic, very abusive to us physically and mentally. So I had to deal with that. So here it was. Then Mom kicks me and my sister out of the house. We had to go. We lived in an apartment, and my sister went to live with my grandmother. I went to live with my aunt and uncle. All this going on. I go through high school, hating life, but basketball was my thing. So I was excelling. Well, my grades were horrible because my nights were spent at a bar because my stepdad, he would get drunk and I'd have to drive him home. 15 years old, that's what I would do. Me and my stepbrother actually fought all through school, and then we ended up being stepbrothers. We hated each other. But anyway, so I got into basketball and started pushing, got a scholarship. Didn't take it. Got a partial scholarship to Liberty. I said, I don't want nothing to do with no Christian school. So, started going to Southwest. Went the first semester, played ball, and then I began to mess around with things I should have never messed around with. Listen to me, young people. It starts out fun. And it starts out like you're being influenced by someone else, and it's like you just give in. But can I tell you something? After it's got you, that's why it's called an addiction, and it's all about it. So I started using drugs. More and more. First it was just smoke, some marijuana, then it went to pain pills, mostly in my life. But I hated life. I was angry at the world. I just wanted to die. But May 6, 1997, I gave my heart to the Lord. And I can tell you, now listen to me, I had an addiction. It was an everyday thing. But that night when I lay down and I gave my heart to the Lord, I never had no desire for it. God can change you. God can change you. Now there's a lot after that, I can tell you, but I'm going to stop it right there for that part. That'll be part B maybe sometime. But here's what I want to talk to you about. The things that were spoke over me, I was a mistake. You'll never amount to anything. You'll always be a failure. Rejection. Rejection from your mother, your father. Wait. Now here's what happened. God saved me. Okay? God changed me. But listen to me. Over a period of time, I went through a lot of things inside the church that caused a lot of church hurt. I'm going to be real. I'm transparent with my kids, and I'm going to be transparent with y'all. I went through a lot of things that brought up a lot of my past. Now, here I am in church, serving God, hands worship, praising God, loving God, wanting to change the world, but down deep inside I had all these things that were compressed because I couldn't let nobody know what was really happening inside of Roy. Because I knew, hey, let's just be real, church people are kind of mean sometimes. Ask a waitress, ask a waiter. I'm just going to be transparent. If I step on your toes, just say, oh, me. Don't throw the confetti at me, though. No, I'm just kidding. here I was, all this compressed. And so then I began to feel rejection when it really wasn't rejection in church. Because I was always seeking approval. I don't know if y'all have ever been there. Has anybody ever been there? That's why most time probably divorce is running wild. You're seeking approval because of maybe a father's love or mother's love. So we get hurt, but we come to church, but we can't really come to the altar and say, man, I need help. Please help me. Pastor Joe says it all the time, this is a hospital. Do you know in the ER you got to tell them what's going on to be healed? I don't know who I'm talking to, and I promise you this, I wanted to come in here and I just wanted to preach it. I wanted this to hang from the ceiling fans and swings, huh? But I prayed, and as I sought God, and I kept thinking, I was like, God, why? My first night, do you want me to preach this? And then I kept watching people come in, and I was like, man, who's this for? But some of y'all are facing some difficult situations. And it's either going to make you or it's going to break you. It's either going to be danger or opportunity. God over my life has kept speaking to me, and man, I ran from it. This is kind of part B, but I ain't going to tell it all. But I said, God, I don't want nothing to do with you, and I don't want nothing to do with your people. Because I was hurt. I was broken because I knew what God had placed inside of me, but I didn't want nothing to do with it. Then it got to a place where me and my wife, we should be divorced. But thank God. Can I say I put her through so much? Sometimes we hurt the ones that are the closest, the most, the ones that we love. And we try to push them away because she was like Christ, trying to show me love, but I didn't want nothing to do with it. So I'd push her away and I'd hurt her, hopefully she would run. My dad, before he passed away, he said, I just want you to know that you got an angel. That's what he called her, my earthly angel. Because, man, she prayed for me in times that I'd be cussing her. I don't know why I'm telling you that. But that's the things that I compressed and all those things. And can I even be even realer? Pastor Joe, the morning I walked down the aisles and rededicated my life. Now, this ain't been very long ago. Maybe, January, February of this year. That day, he met me out here in the hall, and I was trying to avoid him. I mean, I'd rededicate it now, but I was trying to avoid everybody. He met me, and he was so close, it was like he'd come around the corner, and he was just right there. And I tried to turn my head because, you know why? I had Marlboro breath. You know what he said? He said, when are you going to start youth? And I was like, I got some things I need to work on, brother. But I'm so thankful that God never gives up on you. And even through our mess, but here's where I'm going with this. As soon as I said yes to him, a lot of my past began to come up. This man I know loves me, and he wants the best for us as our family and youth ministry, and I know Tina does the same. But I began to allow that hurt and bitterness that I thought I'd let go of come up to my past of being hurt because we were youth ministers and we were hurt and we left the church, we resigned, and it began to come up toward him, and they hadn't done nothing. This is how childish it got. Well, they didn't even speak to me. I'm being real tonight. I'm sorry. But I know that it's not true, that was the things I was facing. I better focus here on what I'm supposed to be doing. Dave Snell's out there. He's going to come in here and kill me here in a minute. But through our words, through our hurts, through our pains, through our frustrations, we get bound up by things. And then it causes fear, frustration, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, bitterness, anger, comparing yourself to one another. Not good enough. Jealousy. Sometimes we even want to compare ministries. This is what I know. Every person under the sound of my voice, God sets you apart. And what I'm saying is, you was not born just to exist. There is something inside of you. And I know this. Every devil in hell will try to stop what's inside of you. Because he knows once you lay your hands on it, and once you begin to walk in it, then it's going to be hard to stop. This was after I was saved. All this was compressed. And I'm going to paraphrase. I don't even know what time it is. Is that time right? It's got fixed because it wasn't right today. Wife called and she's like, "Where are you at?" I just got lost in here. I thought it was, she called and it was 2:30. I thought it was 12 o'clock. But this is no lie either. I was standing up here and I was walking, and I kept hearing a wind. I was like, man, I've lost my mind. I better call Pastor Joe and tell him I can't preach. And I was like, is it windy outside? I said, it was beautiful. So I walked outside, didn't see nothing. Walked back in. I said, maybe it was the heat pumps. The heat pumps wasn't even kicked on. And I kept hearing it. Just a wind. Just a wind. Listen, whatever you need, God is here. Can I tell you, I've already seen miracles tonight. You say, how? There was many young people on this stage that danced, that done skits, that danced out there and done skits that are scared to death to get up in front of somebody. So it's happening. Danger or opportunity. There's danger. You can grow bitter, stay bitter, because of a crisis, something you've been through, a failure, a disappointment. You can grow bitter. You just get angry, mad, stay mad. Or it's the opportunity to allow God to use what you went through to change someone else's life. It might not happen overnight, but I guarantee if you begin to speak it every day, God's going to begin to do something. Something. It took them 7 trips. Can I tell you a story? My son, I don't know where he's at in here. He's working on his testimony. But anyway, here's what I know. My wife was carrying him. He was born March the 30th. This was this Thanksgiving or Christmas? Well, anyway, I think it was Christmas. We had family over, and we were youth pastors. We had the parsonage. We had a bathroom outside the bedroom, and she said, I got to go to the bathroom. So she got up and she went, and I heard her screaming. This was late at night, and I was like, God Almighty, what's going on? So I ran in there. I'm not trying to be graphic. Just listen to me. It was a little tiny bathroom, and I throwed that door open, and when I did, it was like a bucket of blood. She was carrying Noah. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, what's going on? She said, I don't know if she said anything. Me being the man of God I thought. I didn't know what to do. I was like,